Hi winners. So I'm going to start doing some more videos to answer some of your questions. So this was from Meaningful Conversations with 7847. And she asked, when I get the credit builder accounts, when do I no longer need them? When do I close them? Great question. So for everybody watching this video, I will link in the description of this video, the full video, the best credit builder accounts. Watch the video in full. And the answer to your question, guys, is for the installment account, which is self-lender. I said get it for 24 months. But remember I said in the beginning of the video, it should only take you 3 to 6 months, 12 months to rebuild your score. So what's going to happen is you're going to get the credit builder self-lender account, which is installment credit for 24 months. In 6 to 12 months or 3 to 6 months, you're going to have the score that you actually need. And let's say your goal is to buy a house. Well, in 12 months from using the accounts on time, you're going to go for your mortgage pre-approval. You're going to buy your house. Your house is what? Then installment credit. So then that mortgage is going to be added to your credit report. That's going to continue to build your score. And when the self-lender account is paid in full, remember, installment credit is a monthly payment. And when it goes to a zero balance, it automatically closes. So that account in 24 months will close, but you will then have your mortgage, which will then continue your installment credit. So you will no longer need the self-lender installment account because something like, in this example, your mortgage will replace it and continue to rebuild your score. Now for revolving credit, guys, it's a little bit different. You do not want to close your revolving trade lines. Remember, for the FICO scoring model, one of the categories is length of credit history. And to be transparent with you guys, the people that have 700, 800 credit scores have accounts that are open 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years I've seen, okay? So revolving credit, remember, goes to a zero balance, but when it goes to a zero balance, it does not close. You can have revolving trade lines that are a zero balance that you do not close. You want that longevity. A mortgage is how long? 30 years. Auto loans are what? 3 to 5 years. You get what I'm saying? So for the revolving credit cards, you can pay them off to a zero balance, but do not close them. If there's an annual fee you pay or whatever, but you're going to transition into what? Other types of credit, your lines of credit, your American Express, your Discover, whatever else it is you need, your other revolving trade lines that are going to then transition, let's say, into business credit. But for those accounts, you can make them a zero balance. You don't necessarily have to use them the same way anymore, but you don't want to close them because you're trying to build what? Longevity. Accounts that you've had 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 10 and 15 years. And eventually, right, if you're doing this the right way, and guys, I always recommend you guys invest in the training because just getting some basic answers to your questions is not going to give you full financial literacy. Some of you all, Jesus, are asking these questions because you really have not spent the time or you haven't gotten the right information to understand credit, financial literacy, and financial freedom. This is a wealth building ministry and channel, so I teach you guys. But just watching a few videos and getting answers to questions is not going to give you financial literacy. Invest in training. That way, when I answer your questions, I do these videos, it makes sense to you because you have a baseline level of knowledge. So for your revolving accounts, keep them open until you have your 700, 800 credit scores and or you have other revolving trade lines to replace that. But you want to have longevity with your revolving trade lines. You can make them a zero balance, but do not close them until you have the scores you need, the goals you need, or you have other revolving trade lines to replace that. Okay, I hope that helps.